Interforces Games, and of course, to know when and where they will be taking place. I am joined by one of them, of course, the patrons. Should I say patrons? Or maybe you tell us. For the Interforce Games, that is Mr. Bashir Hanji. Sometimes I fail to pronounce his name.
It's Hanji.
It's Hanji.
Yes.
Good to have you in the studio.
Thank you so much.
I love the attire. Is this the ranks of a general? Is it a lieutenant colonel? In that regard,
it depends on the institution that one serves.
Okay.
I work for the institution called Uganda Wildlife Authority, and our ranks. This is the rank of a manager.
Okay.
So I'm a senior manager in the authority and a spokesperson.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, what would want to hear, you talk about the animals, talk about the poaching. It's a totally different agenda here today.
Absolutely, absolutely. But you see they are related still.
Okay. So take us about the relationship between wildlife and Interforce Games. Let's start from there.
Okay, thank you so much. Protection of wildlife takes many facets.
Yeah.
And you need to have a number of stakeholders that you work with. As Uganda Wildlife Authority alone, we cannot be successful in protecting Uganda's wildlife resources.
Okay.
So we work together with other institutions of government and private actors. In government, of course, when it comes to law enforcement, we work with institutions like the UPDF, like the police, work very closely with them to ensure that we fight wildlife crime, but also ensure that we protect the national parks and the animals where they are. So already you are seeing the relationship, because we are talking about forces now.
Yes.
So you are seeing that we have this relationship in terms of what we do. They have different mandates, but there's this one that brings all of us together. And for you to have a flourishing wildlife in the country, you need to have a peace and secure country. And that's where you have the UPDF now to come and support wildlife conservation. You need to fight crime. That's where you have police to come and support wildlife conservation. So that is how we are working with them. But also, of course, it is as a result of this understanding that we said, wait a second, with this kind of brotherly and sisterly relationship that we have, should it only be at this? So there was born something called Interforces Games. These are games that brings together the four forces. Here I'm talking about the Uganda People's Defense Forces, Uganda Wildlife Authority, Uganda Police Force, and Uganda Prison Service. Okay. We come together, we do these games with one objective of strengthening the collaboration between the forces, and also, they keep our staff fit. But also we use these games in terms of engaging stakeholders, building good relationship with our communities where we operate, whether it's the UPDF hosting, whether it is police hosting, or Uganda Prison Services hosting, or UWA. We have stakeholders we work with. So when we have these games, we also use them as an avenue to reach out to our stakeholders, interact with them, because these people come and watch the games, they enjoy the games, so they feel they are part of them. So it demystifies the uniform that we wear and brings us and takes us closer to our stakeholders. Wait a second, so this gentleman also removes those pips and he wears a jersey and he plays football. And I can assure you it makes a bunch of a difference. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, you did mention about these games, and of course, I know there are so many athletes who are going to be part of the Interforce Games, Interforces Games and Championships. So take us through the athletes you expect to take part, the elite ones, those who are prominent.
Yes. You see, each of these forces have their elite athletes. Yeah. Some of them are boxers, for example. Some play taekwondo. Others do netball. Others handball. Others are into volleyball. Others are into athletics. When I say athletes, it encompasses all of them. Yeah. And when I say athletics, now I'm talking about people who do the running. So each force has those people they call elite. But also there are those ones that are known as a country. For example, I may not speak much about the elites that police will bring, because some of these elite athletes normally have international engagements. True. You may plan to have, for example, Joshua Cheptegei from police, but he may have an international engagement, and where he's representing the country. And that is even a much bigger calling, because he's raising Uganda's flag at an international scene. But I expect that each force will mobilize their elite athletes to come and participate in the games.
Yeah.
For example, UWA, you will see the likes of Jacob Kiplimo. He won recently. He's in the country, ready for Interforces. You will have Halima Nakai, you will have Winnie Nanyondo. And I can assure you that even other athletes or elite athletes in other forces will be coming to run in the races.
On the screen I saw the venue is actually Queen Elizabeth Conservation Area. And one is asking, Queen Elizabeth, they are only animals. But they are not tracks where someone can run from. So how are there playgrounds, are there fields, are there stadiums in Queen Elizabeth where people can practice from or train from or carry out an activity?
There are a number of activities that we are going to do. And as I speak, the different forces are preparing their teams. Because on 19th, we start with athletics, track and field. And these are going to be in Bombo, Army Barracks.
Yes.
That's where we're going to have the sprinters and the track and field games largely.
Okay.
You get me? Now, you may want to ask that UWA is you are hosting the games. But again, track and field events are in Bombo. Now, it goes down to what I said, the spirit of collaboration between the forces. Even when I'm hosting, if I don't have a certain facility, another force will avail this facility, but still I will be considered a host. You get me?
Yes.
So we will have track and field events in Bombo. And you will have, for example, range shooting. Range shooting is one of the key activities.
Nyamugasani.
Yes, of Interforces.
Okay.
We'll have range shooting at Nyamugasani, range ground. It's in Queen Elizabeth National Park.
Okay.
We'll have a road race. It will be in Katwe town. You see what I was talking about?
Okay.
Getting closer to the communities, making people interact with us. So the road race actually will be in Katwe town. You get me?
Katwe, talk about Katwe is here.
Katwe Kabatoro town.
Because when this guy talk...
We have Katwe, which is the Kasese.
Okay.
Most people know Lake Katwe. So that side, there's a Katwe Kabatoro Town Council.
Okay.
That's where we'll have the road race. And then we will have the other ball games inside the park, specifically at Moya Peninsula, inside Queen Elizabeth National Park. That's where the other ball games will be held. And including taekwondo.
Hanj,
yes.
How safe is Queen Elizabeth? Because I can't play when the lions are next to me. I cannot play. How am I sure that there will be no leopard following me when I'm running?
It turns out that Queen Elizabeth is one of the safest places you want to think about.
Okay.
Of course, I want you to imagine when you have just finished a football game, you are going back to where you are sleeping because we are going to do camping, and you're going back to your camp or a village because we have established a village there. And then you pass by a lion somewhere from a distance. But the most important thing is that we have adequate security in place to ensure that all the participants from the forces are safe while they are inside the park. I'm emphasizing while they are inside the park.
Okay.
And we are not doing this alone. Like I said, we have this Interforce. We have UPDF also backstopping us in terms of security. We have police also joining us. And we ourselves, UWA, we are also responsible for the security inside the protected areas. So people will be very safe from animals and also safe from any other external incursion that might occur. We have adequately taken care of that, and I can assure you, for the time the people will be in Queen, between 19th and 30th, they will be very, very, very safe. The most important thing is that they will be more excited because they are going to do sports at the same time doing tourism activities.
Okay.
Can you imagine finishing, for example, taekwondo, and you go on a boat cruise to relax on the lake, on the Kazinga Channel? Please do come and experience that.
I was actually about to ask those who are going to be invited. I mean, if I wanted to be part of the Interforces games and championships, let's assume I'm not a journalist, that I can access the games. How do I be part of the event?
One, we are going to apply. You do not have to apply.
Yes.
There are no application forms that we are receiving. But we are going to have the opening ceremony outside the park.
Okay.
At the Uganda Wildlife Research and Training Institute. The opening ceremony will be on 23rd, September.
Yes.
But we will begin with quite a number of other activities. I told you that we'll have a road race. This road race will be on 22nd, on the eve of the opening ceremony. And this road race, among others, it is also to popularize the games, so that we have people coming for the opening ceremony at the Uganda Wildlife Research and Training Institute. And on that very day, we'll also do another activity, which is very important, a CSR activity. We have interacted with the leadership of the town council. Omlord is there, it's called Omlord, the mayor of the town council. But if you go there, you say Omlord, that's when they understand you.
Okay.
We have interacted with Omlord, and we are going to plant. It turns out that the town lacks trees. So we want to plant trees that will give people shelter in the future. But we also want to have a football match with the communities. Now, this will be so interesting that it will be a select team from the forces. Now, don't ask me whether we are going to select the best from the forces, but it will be a select team from the forces, which will play a community team. But I'm informed that they have a serious football club there. Okay. So they will play a select team from the forces, and that will be the highlight. And they will have the games opened by our Minister of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities. And we hope that they will be closed by His Excellency the President. Okay. So that's how big they are. Most importantly, is that the communities will be so much involved in these games, and that's why we are doing quite a number of other activities outside the protected area. You may want to ask that why not inside the park?
Yes.
Now, I already said it's a protected area, right?
Yes.
And to enter a park, there are certain procedures you have to go through. Remember, as we host the Interforces Games, we have not suspended other tourism activities.
True.
Tourism activities continue. Tourists continue to enter the park, but also payments at the park entrance continues. Because it's from these payments at the park gates that we are able to do conservation work. Okay. So if you open up and you say, guys, just come and enter, it will be hard for you to differentiate between someone who is from Kasese, from a tourist who is coming, let me say, from Kenya, or from Kampala. So it will be tricky, but we have made sure that these people follow the games. The media will be there to ensure the games, the public is informed all the time. Yes. But most importantly is that we have activities that we have planned to have outside the protected areas. Okay. And I think this caters for our communities around Queen. Well,
before we go into the prizes that will be won by the whoever is going to win, I want to ask you, Hanj, why did you choose Queen Elizabeth and not Makishoni Falls, not any other park, but Queen Elizabeth?
Well, we have 10 national parks in the country. Yes. But we also looked at the number of people. We are talking about not less than 1,000 people who are going to be hosted, only and only for Interforces. Now, over and above these, like I said, tourism activities are not going to be suspended, so they will continue. Okay. Now, all these need facilities. We realize that at Queen, we will have quite a number of facilities. We have the pitches. Yes. We have places where people can play darts, for instance. We have a very good range ground for shooters. I don't know whether you've participated in shooting before. Not really. It's an interesting game. So, but we have this, and basically the issue of facilities and the ability to have a place where people can camp, because largely we are going to be camping. We are going to see tents from the different forces, accommodating their people. Okay. So that was one. But also, like we are saying, these are people we work with. The forces we work with to do conservation. The UPDF, they support us with manpower. Okay. Police, they support us when we are chasing down these criminals, arresting them, and then prosecuting them in the courts of law. So how do they know what they are supporting? So come see why we come to you for support. Okay. If I happen to win in one of the categories, what is the prize money? Well, it turns out that there are prizes in different categories. Okay. For example, people in football, what do people who in football, what do they take? Trophies and medals. Precisely. Yes. The same is going to apply in other disciplines, including darts, including taekwondo. Apart from range is a little bit different, because with the range, unlike a football match where you play 90 minutes or 95 and it's done, with range there are different matches. Okay. Because you shoot from different distances, and for each distance there are winners. So there you reward them accordingly. But most importantly, there is that there will be an overall winner.
Okay.
Eh? Of course, I have high hopes it will be UWA because we are the hosts. Eh?
Why would we be
Why should we host and the others come and take?
Because they're better than you. I mean, somebody has a Joshua Cheptegei.
That will be
unfortunate. You have a Ruben who can't run.
That will be unfortunate, but I hope that they will also understand that the host is not supposed to be embarrassed. But there will be an overall winner who will be awarded with an overall trophy and an envelope, which is not in any way a small envelope.
Okay.
It's a big envelope. It's heavy, but we don't want
what
now.
What is heavy? 300,000, 200,000?
No. That is heavy. That doesn't weigh anything. The 500,000 that doesn't weigh anything.
I can get 1,000 notes over 500,000 and weighs heavy.
This envelope weighs heavy in thousands of dollars.
Okay.
So you can see what I'm talking about.
I'm going to participate now.
Yeah. So
there's a big envelope.
So the overall winner will take that plus the trophies and medals, gold medals. All these medals are going to be there.
Okay.
The most important thing is that as we all participate in these games, already we are all winners. The four forces, we are all winners.
Yes.
Because we've come together. Remember, it's not the host that actually takes care of the budget of these activities.
Yeah.
All these forces, they put money in a basket. And we say, Uganda Wildlife Authority, now it's your turn to host.
Okay.
Here are the resources. You get me? So by the time these forces commit these resources, they have already participated. And to me, participating alone makes you a winner.
Okay.
Because these forces are selecting their best. So by the time that these colleagues from the other forces and UWA are all selected to come and participate, they're already winners from their respective forces. So I don't see losers in this case. The difference is that some people will walk home with trophies and medals of gold, silver, bronze, and others may not get the medals, but they are all going to be winners.
Okay, I find on a lighter note,
Yes.
if Sergeant Ruben, let's say from UPDF, is a single officer, is there a chance for me to get a better half from the inter-forces games and championships?
That's personal. If you see one and there's consent between you two as adults, we have no objection.
The law does not.
No. The law is very clear. As long as it is consensual, and the two from the, for instance, you can. I know of colleagues in UWA who are married to colleagues in other forces, and it is okay. And I think it can make a perfect match when both of you are in forces. So you understand the challenges. Yeah.
I know. Afande, this is the 16th edition of the Inter-Forces Games and Championships. Of course, you is the host, like you said. And I really want to bring to your attention that being a host, there are so many things that come along with. I mean, besides the budgeting and planning, there must also be people who are included outside the forces. You said you are 600,000 guests to come into the national park or into to be part of this event. So are those 1,000 only from the forces, or the Rubens and the Karamajis can have a chance also come and be part of the Inter-Force Games and Championship?
Actually, I said over. Yeah. 1,000 are from the forces.
From the forces.
But you're going to have the media.
Okay.
The media are another force if you didn't know. The difference is that why these forces have guns, the media people have pens and cameras and smartphones.
And recorders.
And recorders. So these are another force that is highly welcome for the time we are going to be there.
Okay.
And once media comes, I can assure you, we'll take good care of them. If they are able to live within the conditions of the forces.
What are the conditions? Eating kaunga and vijanja.
Yes, and of course sleeping in a tent. But it's an amazing experience, I can assure you.
Okay.
Yeah, sleeping in a tent, and then you hear these noises of animals in the night. It's an experience that people will take back home and talk about for a very long time. I don't know whether you've been to Moya Peninsula, to our camping site, just next to the lake.
That time I was in Moya, it was so cold.
It doesn't matter.
And I was like,
you don't need to create warmth for people, because these are people who are training all the time. In any case, they prefer cold conditions for practice and everything. So I can assure it's going to be amazing and exciting.
Okay, Apande, but Moya is cold, honestly. It is
not
cold.
very. It's a place you can enjoy, by the way. as long as you're active.
And
Because
it's
I
so
see-
expensive to be part of Moya Safari Lodge. Moya is a bit expensive. Well, anyway, let's not go there. Let's not go. Those are things, logistics we can't go into. Afan, your parting remarks.
I want to, first of all, thank the media. The media have paid a lot of attention to Interforces.
Okay.
Your invitation here is because you picked interest
True.
in Interforces. I didn't come to you to say, please, I want to come on TV.
Yeah.
But you thought I should invite this guy to come and talk about Interforces.
True.
So we thank you, plus other media houses that have done this. And then we thank the forces, the principals
Yeah.
of these forces, the principal of the UPDF, of the police, the prisons, and Uganda Wildlife Authority coming together and saying these forces must happen. For the last 2 years, we've not had these forces because of COVID. We are still in the period of recovery.
Yeah.
But the principals said the forces must be there. And then they have brought their personnel ready there. And on a special note, we want to thank Queen Elizabeth National Park, the management, the ones who are hosting all these people who are going to be there. They are ready on the ground. And we thank the chief warden down there. And then the public generally. We want to invite them, follow these games on media. For those who can be in Bombo on 19th, please come and see the races, the track and field events. On 22nd, we have a road race in Katwe, Kabatoro town.
Yeah.
Please do come and watch and follow the runners. But also, come and join the opening ceremony on 23rd September at Uganda Wildlife Research and Training Institute, Katwe.
Okay. Well, thanks so much, Bashir Hang, for finding time to come to studio. I also want to thank Gilene Kalamaji, the man who coordinated this interview. I'd like to thank him for that.
He's a hard-working guy.
Yeah, he's a very good guy.
Yeah.
Only that is sometimes I fall out with him because he will bring you a lot of things to to attend to. But he's a nice guy. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
I like your uniform, Afande. You're so smart today.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't know if other UWA guys are like you, because you might be the only smartest guy around. Another Shabe.
I can assure you, UWA is a smart institution.
Okay.
First, we pay a lot of attention to the image that our staff portray out there. So we make sure that they are well clothed in our institutional uniform. And as
But
it
I
should
heard
be.
somewhere that UWA guys are part of ivory trading. I heard it somewhere in the corridors
That is,
of Katwe.
anybody
Yeah,
can,
Radio
anyone
Katwe.
can say anything, but that's not who we are. Actually, one of the reasons why the animal numbers are increasing now
Yes.
to around 7,000, close to 8,000 right now, for specifically for elephants, is because our people are safeguarding these animals. They are protecting them to ensure that our animals are safe. If you look at the seizures that we are, in terms of ivory, most of them are from outside Uganda, but I want to use Uganda as a transit route. And that's why we are saying we want to make sure that we make Uganda a very, very dangerous place for people who are going to involve themselves in wildlife trafficking. So we are not part of the people who are selling ivory.
Okay, that's something Afande has confirmed. Yeah, they are not part of ivory selling.
We are
They're
hunting
not.
them, though.
They actually are protecting the animals for anybody. Those tourists who come here, they don't come here to just look at the Rubens. They will come here to look at the beauty of Uganda. And the beauty of Uganda includes wildlife. And UWA is actually a team that manages the wild animals. So whoever thinks is going to go and trespass around the game parks, you will be shot or you will be arrested and taken to the courts of law. But anyway, the Interforces games are on 19th of this month up to the 30th. Of course, Queen Elizabeth is the venue, and Afande Hang has been here talking about the games. So let's support, and media, we thank you so much for pushing this. Of course, we must promote it and give it the better mileage it requires. Anyway, but we had the Champions League from the Interforces. We had the Champions League games played last night. I can only give you a brief about who beat who and by what margin. We had a couple of games played. Liverpool beat Ajax by 2-1. We also had Leverkusen beat Atletico Madrid. That was a 2-0. Then FC Porto lost at home to Club Brugge by 4-0. And of course, we had Inter Milan beating Victoria Pleasant by 2-0. Then, of course, Bayern Munich did beat Barcelona in that derby. I call it a derby of sort because of Leo and other players who have crossed the lines, but got to join by the clubs from Thiago Alcantara to Lewandowski and other players. So they did Bayern Munich did beat Barcelona by 2-0. We had a Sporting Lisbon beat Spurs by 2-0 as well. And Frankfurt did beat Marseille by 1-0 away in France. Yeah, Marseille lost to Frankfurt at home. That was a 2-0. Then tonight we have games as well. Milan takes on Dinamo Zagreb. That will be tonight at 7:45. AC Milan, that is from Group E, will take on Dinamo Zagreb. And then Chelsea will take on Red Bull Salzburg. That will be at at 10 p.m. Then Group F, Shakhtar Donetsk will take on Celtic, and Real Madrid will take on RB Leipzig. That will be at 10 p.m. as well. Then FC Copenhagen, or Copenhagen in English. So Copenhagen is actually the Danish language for cool, and Copenhagen is Danish, and English is Copenhagen. You need to take note of that as well. I will take on Sevilla. Then Man City will take on Dortmund. Wow, what a game. That's from Group G. Group H, Juventus will take on Benfica, good game to catch. And then Maccabi Haifa will take on Paris Saint-Germain at 10 p.m. That will be in the Champions League for tonight. So games to watch out for is you can catch City taking on Dortmund. That's a good game to watch, as well as the Juventus Benfica game looks a bit lighter, but it's a good game. Those who have Catanaccio, system Catanaccio, that was an invasion by the Italian football, and the Juventus has some players like Elena Di Bonucci who can play that Catanaccio part of defending. Anyway, but I've got to go. I will turn here tomorrow and give you more sports. But of course, the whole team will be here at 6:30 a.m. to take you through. And don't forget that we'll have the extra after the sports update. Of course, extra will be coming up as well. And I will turn here tomorrow to give you Champions League update. Milan is in action today, so I'll get you the results today. I did talk to one of my colleagues, that is Subuga, Emmanuel Mustang, who is going to be taken off the radar by his fiancée. Subuga, I wish you the best. It's not an easy decision to make. I know you made that decision, and let me hope it's the right decision for you. There will be no divorce papers exchanged in the next couple of years. But I wish you the best, Subuga, for that decision taken, and I know that either way, marriage is the best. So getting married and tying the knot makes you a perfect gentleman. Good morning.